what is a CCRC? I'm Nikki Buckley at the Seniors Real Estate Institute, and I'm here to talk about what is a CCRC, and more importantly, why do you as a real estate agent need to know about it? So let's talk about what is a continuing care retirement community. That's the acronym CCRC. Once again, continuing care retirement community. Now, there are some other names that you'll hear used kind of interchangeably, maybe life care community or life plan community. You'll often hear the phrase continuum of care. Also, don't get confused, continuum of care doesn't necessarily mean that a community is a CCRC. That's a very specific type of license that a community will have in their state. So let's talk about what makes a CCRC different from other types of retirement communities. There are a few distinguishing factors. Let's start with the first one. CCRCs do offer multiple levels of care. The idea there is so that if someone should have a change in their health or cognitive abilities, they can continue to live in that community. So you're going to see independent living, assisted living, memory care, long-term care, and more than likely also skilled care. So depending on where that person is in their journey, they have a place to live on the same campus or even under the same roof, depending on how the community is designed. Now, the second thing is you're going to notice, and this is where most realtors are taken back a little bit, is there's going to be an entry fee that people pay when they move to a CCRC. And oftentimes they're selling their home for purposes of using that equity to enter that community. Just to give you some perspective, in a market like ours where housing is fairly affordable, the lowest price point for an entry fee might be somewhere around $50,000. The upper end might be around $300,000. There are some markets that the entry fee could be $1 million or more. It's really all across the board, depending on the market, depending on the type of community, the size of the community unit that they're moving into, and then a whole host of other factors that I'm not going to get into on this video. But just know that the entry fee is designed for a very specific purpose. So that's the third thing that differentiates these communities is they're paying this entry fee. There's also a qualification to move in, financially, of course, but also medically, because they are making a commitment to that person who's moving there to take care of them for the rest of their life should they choose to continue living there. And that's a pretty big commitment. Most communities don't make that commitment, so CCRCs really are different in that regard. So why is it important for you as a real estate agent to know about this? Well, first of all, to be informed, right? Because if you think about it, CCRCs, it's inventory, it's housing. And while you may not necessarily be selling it or leasing it, you may very well have clients who are looking into that as an option. If they invite you to their home and they say, I'd like to sell my home, I'm moving to this community that's a CCRC, and they tell you what the amount is that they're placing for an entry fee, I don't want you to be shocked. Like, I want you to be able to say, oh, okay, I understand what that's for, and you can validate their decision. If instead, what I've heard other agents do is be shocked, say, oh my gosh, I can't imagine why anybody would spend that amount of money to move to a community like that. Why would you do that instead of just buying a house? Well, guys, that really says that you're ill-informed, because most people have done their research and they've looked for a long time at these communities before they made that decision, and the last thing they need is you second guessing it. So be aware, be informed, understand what it is someone is moving to when they tell you they're moving to a CCRC. Let me give you a resource that you can look at to do a little research online. It's a great website, and it is called mylifesite.net, mylifesite.net. And you can look in the notes here and link to it. The author is Brad Breeding. He also has a book that you can purchase fairly inexpensively. He has done a ton of research, and he's got some really great resources on his website about CCRCs all around the country. And I really can't recommend him more highly, so I recommend you go there. If there's other questions that you have, or you're thinking to yourself, gosh, I'd like to help more people who are moving to CCRCs, then you may want to take a look at our courses, look at our website, see what we can do to help equip you to do that. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Make it a great day.